best players in the world. We have the best fans in the world. But right now, we have the worst leadership in the world.
I have great respect for Fee, and I think she made a lot of very...
In an unexpected turn, the WNBA is facing unprecedented turmoil as Caitlin Clark finally spoke out about Commissioner Kathy Angelbert, revealing details that are absolutely devastating. Her revelation threatens to derail Angelbert's leadership almost immediately, sending intense shockwaves throughout the entire league. Fans, players, and prominent media figures like Stephen A. Smith, Christine Brennan, and Dave Portnoy are rallying behind Clark, creating enormous global pressure on the commissioner. For those who value accountability, use #JusticeForClark to show the league the world is watching closely. After this explosive disclosure, the WNBA's future will be fundamentally transformed forever.
Engelbert needs to resign.
This is the dumbest league run by absolute morons. I've been saying it forever.
You don't act like that! You don't act like that! And she...
The WNBA is now engulfed in chaos, and Caitlin Clark appears to have landed a blow that could potentially end Commissioner Kathy Angelbert's career. But the burning question remains, what exactly did she reveal? Let's unpack this explosive situation step by step. The tension began only a few days ago, when Nafisa Collier shocked everyone during her exit interview by sharing details of a private conversation with Commissioner Angelbert. Her disclosure sent seismic shockwaves throughout the league. Collier claimed that Angelbert suggested Clark should feel grateful to the WNBA, a statement that immediately sparked outrage, heated debate, and intense backlash. Clark's response to this remark has now amplified the pressure on Angelbert to unprecedented levels. Fans, players, and insiders across the league are watching every move closely, and it's clear this drama is far from over. The WNBA will never look the same again.
Her response was, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court, because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything.
The drama inside the WNBA has now reached a fever pitch, escalating a tense situation into complete chaos. Nafisa spoke out without hesitation, claiming that Angelbert allegedly told other players they should be on their knees, supposedly grateful for everything the commissioner has done for them. Honestly, it's almost unimaginable for any leader to make such a shocking statement. Comments like these have only poured more fuel on an already raging fire, fueling outrage across the entire basketball world. With Caitlin Clark now responding publicly, the backlash against Angelbert has skyrocketed to an unprecedented and explosive new level, shaking the league to its core.
And in that same conversation, she told me, players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them. That's a mentality driving our league from the top. We go to battle every day to protect a shield that doesn't value us.
The moment this revelation surfaced, it sent shockwaves tearing through the entire WNBA. And here's why it matters so profoundly. Nafisa isn't just any player, she's one of the league's most trusted and influential stars. When someone of her stature speaks out, people listen immediately, and her words carry undeniable weight and authority. The reaction was instantaneous. Fans, players, coaches, the entire basketball world erupted online. Social media exploded with non-stop commentary, heated debates, and overwhelming outrage. With each passing hour, the backlash against Angelbert grows louder, fiercer, and more unstoppable than ever, shaking the league to its very foundation.
They made more money in college than most of your teams combined. They should be grateful. No, you should be grateful.
The instant this revelation came to light, it hit the WNBA like a massive shockwave, shaking the league to its core. And here's why it's so significant. Nafisa isn't just another player, she's one of the most trusted, respected, and influential stars in the entire league. When someone of her caliber speaks out, everyone listens, and her words carry undeniable weight and authority. Once the story went public, the internet erupted. Fans, players, coaches, the entire basketball community reacted instantly. Social media ignited with non-stop commentary, heated debates, and intense outrage. With every passing hour, the backlash against Angelbert grows stronger, louder, and completely unstoppable, threatening to change the league forever. What happened next pushed the WNBA controversy into an even bigger storm. Kathy Angelbert issued a formal response to Nafisa Collier, attempting to calm the chaos and steer the narrative in her favor. In her statement, she said, "I have the utmost respect for Nafisa Collier and all the players in this league. Together, we've worked tirelessly to strengthen and transform the WNBA. My commitment remains focused on building a brighter future for the players, including expanding our efforts to elevate the game. I'm disappointed by how Nafisa portrayed our conversations and the league's leadership, but even when we see things differently, my dedication to this work will not change. While the message sounded polished, diplomatic, and carefully worded, many felt it offered no real answers or meaningful clarity. It came across more as a defensive move meant to smooth things over rather than tackle the core issue. No explanations, no solutions, just disappointment and a broad reaffirmation of commitment. Here's the twist that's now buzzing across social media. Even though Angelbert didn't directly confirm anything, the mere act of responding convinced many fans that the alleged conversation likely did happen. To the online world, her reply practically validated Nafisa's claims, giving them credibility strong enough to force a public statement. That interpretation set the internet ablaze once again. Suddenly, Kathy Angelbert found herself buried under an avalanche of criticism, as fans demanded answers about how such harsh comments, if true, could ever be directed at Caitlin Clark or any other player in the league. The backlash spread relentlessly, growing louder and more intense by the hour. For many viewers, the most confusing part was obvious. If players were allegedly told they should be grateful or should be on their knees appreciating the league, how does a vague, non-specific statement count as a defense? What kind of explanation is that supposed to be? And now the bigger question dominating discussions is simple yet explosive. If Angelbert wasn't lying, why didn't she directly confront the actual claim? And if Nafisa was wrong, why didn't the commissioner categorically deny it? The pressure on Angelbert has never been greater, and the story shows no signs of slowing down. It's only growing more intense and chaotic with each passing hour. Just as the WNBA seemed to be teetering on the edge of chaos, one question dominated every conversation: did Kathy Angelbert actually make those remarks about Caitlin Clark, or was this all fueled by rumor and speculation? Then, the moment everyone had been waiting for finally arrived. Caitlin Clark broke her silence. After weeks away from the spotlight, she stepped in front of the cameras and delivered the response fans had been eagerly anticipating. Her exit interview came immediately after her team's semi-final elimination, marking her first public appearance since struggling through a long, challenging injury period. What she revealed next left everyone stunned. Before diving into the controversy, Caitlin addressed the swirling questions about her health. Fans had speculated endlessly, but she finally set the record straight. It wasn't what anyone assumed, it was her ankle. After months of uncertainty, her clarification provided the league with much-needed transparency. When asked about her condition directly, Caitlin explained, "I've been working extremely hard to get back to full health. Honestly, these last couple of weeks are the first time I've truly started to feel like myself again. My ankle just didn't allow me to see where my progress really was." But that was just the beginning of a seismic moment in the WNBA. After addressing her injury, Caitlin Clark shifted her focus to the issue that had rocked the league to its very core, the alleged private conversation between Nafisa Collier and Commissioner Angelbert. This time, she didn't hold back, dodge the question, or soften her words in any way. Caitlin finally confronted the controversy head-on, delivering a response that sent the basketball world into yet another wave of explosive reactions. From the very first words, she made one thing crystal clear: Nafisa Collier was not exaggerating. She affirmed that Collier had raised multiple very real and completely valid points, a statement that triggered another shockwave across the entire WNBA. When a reporter pressed her directly about Collier's claims and the alleged remarks involving Angelbert, Caitlin responded with unwavering poise, clarity, and authority, leaving no room for doubt. Caitlin stated firmly, "First of all, I have tremendous respect for Fee. She raised many extremely valid points. What people need to understand is that strong leadership is essential at every level. This is one of the most critical moments in league history. The WNBA has been around for over 25 years, and this is the moment we absolutely have to seize." Her delivery started calm, thoughtful, almost surgical, but the impact of her words landed like a sledgehammer. By openly validating Nafisa's concerns, she made it unmistakably clear that the conversation couldn't be brushed aside. There was no ambiguity, no cautious sidestepping, only direct, unflinching acknowledgement of the issue. Then came the next question, striking right at the heart of the controversy: was all the massive attention, fame, and financial opportunity surrounding Caitlyn truly because of the WNBA? Caitlyn didn't hesitate for a second. Her response was confident, precise, and completely satisfying for fans who felt the narrative had been misrepresented for far too long. She decisively shut down the implication, making it clear that her influence, impact, and worldwide fanbase weren't the result of luck or league favors, they were earned through unmatched talent, relentless effort, and years of unwavering public support. With that statement, Caitlyn turned up the heat, raising the stakes even higher and pushing the pressure on the commissioner to an unprecedented, history-defining level. She concluded by emphasizing that, in reality, Nafisa had already voiced everything that needed to be said. The points Collier raised were authentic, significant, and impossible for the league to overlook, leaving no room for doubt or dismissal. Caitlyn made it clear that the WNBA must evolve, adapt, and continue growing, and as always, she delivered her message with calm, thoughtful precision. But the internet didn't pause for even a second. Fans immediately zeroed in on the two biggest questions fueling the entire controversy. Is Caitlin Clark successful because of the WNBA, or is the WNBA thriving because of Caitlin Clark? Just as those debates reached a fever pitch, Christine Brennan entered the conversation with a jaw-dropping moment during her CNN interview, plunging the league into yet another wave of intense chaos. Brennan asked the question that everyone had been quietly waiting for. Caitlin's rise to global fame began long before she ever entered the WNBA. Back in college, she was already securing major NIL deals and building an impressive, worldwide brand. When the commissioner's alleged remarks came to light, Brennan didn't hold back and asked, "What was your reaction? Didn't those comments completely ignore your individual brand power and all the success you built before joining the league?" Her question immediately sent fans and analysts into a frenzy, taking the debate over Caitlin's true impact to an entirely new and electrifying level. Caitlyn didn't dodge the topic, she addressed it with honesty and even a touch of humor. She explained that the kind of money college athletes make today through NIL deals is on a completely different scale, far beyond what she could earn during her own college career. Things have changed so rapidly, she admitted, that she isn't even fully up to date on the exact numbers anymore. Caitlyn shared how lucky she felt after her freshman season, when major brands began reaching out almost immediately. That marked the start of her high-profile partnerships, including with Nike, and of course, her very first NIL deal with Wnba, the grocery chain she jokingly called the greatest of all time for having the best chocolate Long Johns in Iowa. But then she turned to the bigger picture. Caitlyn explained that today's young players step into the WNBA with something entirely new, their brands already established, polished, and powerful thanks to college exposure and NIL opportunities. They aren't just bringing elite talent to the league, they're bringing built-in audiences, lucrative business partnerships, and significant personal influence, reshaping what it means to enter professional basketball. According to Caitlyn, this is simply how the game has evolved, a shift that will continue expanding, shaping the WNBA's future in bold, forward-moving ways. Her response landed harder than anyone anticipated, directly countering the commissioner's alleged claim that she should be grateful to the league. But the story gets even more shocking. Caitlyn revealed she never even heard the supposed comment herself, it only reached her when Nafisa spoke up. To make matters worse, Angelbert hasn't personally reached out to Caitlyn to address the situation, leaving a tense silence that speaks louder than any statement could. As a result, the backlash against the commissioner is intensifying, spreading faster and more forcefully across the league than ever before.